probably have to go back to the previous game with the Bills for the last time that the Patriots were dogs.
I think they were dogs against Tampa Bay.
They were.
I think they were like plus 2.5 or something like that.
How did that turn out?
Win for the Patriots.
Correct.
Pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
They were
And that
dogs
was-
against the Steelers. That's the only one they lost.
And that was on the road, the Tampa Bay game, so this one's at home. But Drake, man, he says all the right things. I mean, give the kid credit. He says all the right things. He doesn't kind of really get into that BS of, bulletin board material. He says all the right things. And I think that I think that's part of his personality, but I also think that's a large part of Mike Vrabel and what he's been able to do with this football team and the personality that he has and the way he coaches these guys.
Yeah.
Where with the Steph Diggs audio.
But you look at the difference, because oftentimes we discuss it, the difference between he and Bill. And Bill had everybody terrified.
Right.
When it came to saying anything and to utilizing social media. And it's not, the brilliance of it is it's not the same approach. He just has them, they say the right things, but they're allowed to say what they want to say.
Right. He is the ultimate, the guys are not terrified. They have a love and a respect for Vrabel, where you're right, with Bill, like you were terrified. It was like Bill was like, Sonny from A Bronx Tale. Would you rather be loved or feared? And he's like, I'd rather be feared.
Well, but probably that also comes with being a former player and winning Super Bowls. Like, right?
I think it's...
because you were coached by the Belichick, you were coached by Parcells, you were coached by a bunch of guys. So.
Yeah, I think McVay was a good... I think it's really the personality of the person. Right? When you start to look at the person and the personality, I think it's the authenticity of that person. And I know Curtis and I go back and forth when we talk about the Red Sox, but he's right about one thing. At least if you're honest with me, I can respect the outcome of whatever it is that you're saying, right? Yeah. And so I think part of it is the honestness, the authenticity of that person, because there have been guys who played in the NFL. Like we talk about Gerard Mayo played in the NFL. Guys loved him as a teammate.
Captain.
Yeah, captain. And so, but I think it was just...
Didn't respond to him the same way.
Well, but I think what Wiggy's getting at is that what Vrabel has is a confidence that you cannot fake. And if you're in a room with 53 guys that are all the best football players everywhere they've been their whole life until they got to the NFL, you can see through it. And they saw Gerard Mayo wasn't really sure who he was. He was looking to build out his personality as a coach, and that just didn't work. Vrabel walks in, and immediately in that building, he has 3 Super Bowl championships on the wall.
Right, and it's like Mike Kaffer, right, who's the coach of the New York Giants. There was a video out, like a minute video of 45 seconds.
Where he was so fake trying to drop F-bombs.
And guys are just sitting there like...
That's so stupid.
And you can't see me from the radio. They're just sitting there like, bro, really?
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to go 4-0 the last 4 games of the season.
It was like when Dale told Andy to get the dump button ready.
Rather than being, and like, that's the one thing about, athletes is you've dealt with so much BS for the most part. You can read and see the BS. And it's like, you just look at some of those Giants players and they're like, man, what time's this meeting over?
Well, Patriots can take the division with a win on Sunday, and you can talk about that all day long here on Boston Sports Original WEEI.